Top 6 Presidential $1 Coins Worth Big Money. Welcome to Numismatic Vault Extra. Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable top 6 presidential $1 coins from the United States. United State. We'll look at their current market value, rare and important era coins, and the specific conditions, including golden/silver tones, unique color shades, and special mint features that have made these coins major stars in the coin collector and investor world. These rare treasures are not just pieces of American history. They are also some of the most valuable coins collectors are searching for today. So if you are a coin enthusiast, collector, or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of American currency, then this video is made for you. Let's get started with the first valuable presidential $1 coin. Magnifying glass tilt, the gold legend of the 2010 D presidential $1 coin. The story of the 2010 D presidential $1 coin begins long before the year 2010. It begins with the golden ambition of America to honor every president who ever carried the nation's weight on their shoulders. When the U.S. Mint first imagined the presidential dollar series, they wanted each coin to feel like a miniature tribute, a shining metal monument small enough to fit in a pocket yet powerful enough to carry the legacy of an entire presidency. By the time 2010 arrived, this vision had grown into something far greater than a simple circulation coin. The 2010 D coin, struck at the Denver Mint, is often described by collectors as a coin with the heart of gold. Even though it is not made of real gold, its golden appearance gave birth to endless legends. People began telling stories of rare pieces struck with unusual brilliance, coins said to glow brighter than anything else in the series. Some even whispered about impossible treasures, coins that accidentally gained a golden core or a deeper shine, making them the mythical million-dollar marvels of the coin world. There is something magical about how myths form around the simplest objects. When the 2010 D presidential $1 coin entered circulation, it traveled through hands of everyday people. Cashiers, commuters, vendors, children buying snacks, none of whom realized the stories that would someday form around the coin they tossed into a jar. For many collectors, that ordinary journey only makes the coin more enchanting. A coin that lived an unnoticed life sometimes becomes the rarest jewel once its beauty or its errors are discovered. The Denver Mint Mark D gives this coin its identity, its birthplace. Denver coins often have crisp strikes and bold edges, making them highly admired by collectors. But even in a facility known for precision, unexpected miracles can happen. A slightly misaligned die, a doubled letter, an over-polished surface. Any of these tiny minting quirks can transform a simple dollar into a treasure that collectors chase with relentless passion. Some of those error-born 2010 D pieces became the center of wild rumors. Coins so unique they were said to be worth more than gold itself. As excitement grew, people began saying that some 2010 D presidential dollars held unimaginable value. They spoke about certain coins that shined so brilliantly they looked like they were dipped in real gold. Stories spread of rare designs, misstrikes, golden hues, and incredibly high-grade pieces that could make a collector shake with excitement. Soon, people claimed these rare coins had the power to change someone's fortune overnight, a single discovery capable of turning an ordinary person into a millionaire. This idea took hold especially among those who believed in destiny. They said that the coin chooses its owner, that a special 2010 D president dollar might be hiding in an old drawer, resting in a forgotten wallet, or waiting at the bottom of a dusty jar of change. The psychological power of hope turned these golden-colored coins into dream carriers. People began checking their dollars more carefully, searching each edge, each letter, each shine, hoping fate had quietly given them a treasure. But beyond myth and rumor, the most fascinating part of this coin is its connection to the president it honors. Each presidential dollar carries the face of a leader who shaped the course of the nation. Sometimes positively, sometimes controversially, but always with historical weight. In 2010, the U.S. Mint issued Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, and Abraham Lincoln. Each of these men walked through storms of political conflict, economic challenges, and national transformation. That emotional intensity becomes a strange kind of energy that collectors feel when they hold the 2010 D versions. There is something haunting about holding the face of a president on a golden-colored coin. It feels like touching history, not through dusty textbooks, but through metal that has traveled across time and human hands. A collector once said that when he held his 2010 Lincoln presidential dollar, it felt like holding a heartbeat of America. That poetic sentiment reflects how deeply people connect to the symbolism of these coins. Some collectors believe certain 2010 dollars escaped the mint in near-perfect condition, untouched by circulation. These survivor coins sit in protective sleeves, guarded like treasure. Their surfaces glow. Their edges remain sharp. Their strike details appear almost sculptural. These are the coins that fuel tales of extreme value. Coins that could make an auction room fall silent and then explode into bidding wars. The golden color of the presidential dollars plays a major role in their allure. It creates an illusion of wealth and rarity. When a 2010 coin appears slightly shinier or more golden than others, people whisper that it might be a rare gold batch or a special strike. Even though these stories stretch the truth, the belief itself gives these coins power. In the world of collectibles, perception often shapes value more powerfully than metal composition. As years passed, collectors began attaching life-changing potential to these coins. People claimed that a special 2010 dollar could make someone a billionaire. Stories born from imagination, but kept alive because hope is a powerful force. This belief turned the coin into more than currency. It became a symbol of possibility. In a world where fortunes change overnight, the idea that a forgotten dollar could unlock a new destiny feels magical. There is an emotional appeal in thinking that something so small can carry such enormous potential. A coin fits in the palm of your hand, yet the dreams attached to it can fill an entire lifetime. Whether real or legendary, the idea that a 2010 presidential coin might hold unimaginable value draws people toward collecting not just with logic, but with heart. This is why collectors say, never spend a good coin. Once you spend it, its story leaves you forever. But if you keep it, protect it, cherish it, your fortune may shift in ways you never expected. Coins hold both monetary and symbolic value. And the symbolic power of the 2010 presidential dollar might be worth more than any market price. In the end, the 2010 presidential $1 coin stands as a golden emblem of history, hope, myth, and possibility. Whether it becomes a future treasure or simply a beautiful piece of American storytelling, its legacy remains strong. It reminds us that fortune can hide in the smallest moments and the smallest objects. And sometimes, the most unexpected coin can become the key to a new destiny. Next up, the gold story of the 2007 presidential $1 coin. The story of the 2007 presidential $1 coin begins at a moment when the United States Mint decided to reawaken the nation's connection to its own history. After years of producing familiar coins, the Mint wanted something that felt alive, something that would make Americans remember the men whose decisions built the nation's identity. Thus emerged the Presidential Dollar Series, a bold golden-colored creation meant to carry not just value, but legacy. And from this vision came the 2007 issues, the very first coins of this historic program. The Philadelphia Mint became the birthplace of millions of these shining golden coins, each marked with the proud P on its edge. Even though the coin was not made of real gold, its brilliant golden appearance created a mystique that collectors instantly fell in love with. Some people swore that certain 2007 coins had a glow so intense that they almost looked like pieces of treasure from a forgotten age. This aura of richness birthed the earliest legends, that hidden among the millions were rare coins worth unimaginable fortunes. In 2007, the series began with 4 iconic presidents: George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison. These men were not just political figures. They were the architects of America's early identity. To hold one of their golden coins felt like holding a moment from the nation's past. Collectors described the experience as touching history with the fingertips. Their portraits, sharp and dignified, added to the coin's aura of importance and value. When the 2007 coins entered circulation, they carried an energy unlike anything the Mint had produced in decades. The edges included inscriptions, a rare feature in modern U.S. coinage. Some coins accidentally left the Mint without the inscriptions, creating the famous godless dollar error. Others had doubled letters, weak impressions, or striking irregularities. These unusual pieces became the foundation of the myth that the 2007 presidential dollar held the power to transform an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. As word spread, people began examining their change more carefully. They lifted the coins under the light, tilted them, spun them, hoping to find that one special piece, the golden anomaly that could rewrite their destiny. The belief grew so strong that many collectors insisted, never spend a 2007 president dollar unless you know exactly what you're giving away. The fear of accidentally releasing a future fortune became part of the coin's cultural heartbeat. The Philadelphia Mint struck the coin with incredible precision, but even the most sophisticated machines can create miracles by accident. These miracles, tiny minting errors, are what collectors chase. A slight doubling of the lettering, an overly polished die, a missing edge inscription, or an unusually bold strike can turn the 2007 presidential dollar into a priceless artifact. Some collectors believed that a few rare coins possessed a deeper, richer gold tone, as if destiny itself kissed the metal. What makes this coin even more captivating is the era it represents. The year 2007 marked a moment of change in America. Technology was evolving, global economies were shifting, and people were rediscovering their fascination with physical collectibles. The world was becoming digital, yet the golden dollar suddenly reminded people of the timeless beauty of real metal. It became a symbol not only of history, but of stability, strength, and the possibility of sudden fortune. Collectors today often speak with pride about the 2007 presidential dollar being the beginning of the golden era. First-year coins in any series are always special, but this one carries the energy of a launch, the excitement of something new, the anticipation of decades of collecting ahead. First-year issues often become the crown jewels of a series, and the 2007 is no exception. Its emotional value amplifies its financial value. There is something poetic about how this coin travels through time. It may start in a cashier's register, then end up tucked away in a pocket, then sleep in a piggy bank for years before someone's curiosity awakens it again. Many people today discover their 2007 presidential dollars inside old drawers or forgotten containers. When they realize what they're holding, their heart races, because they know the coin's reputation for carrying unbelievable potential. For some people, especially new collectors, the 2007 presidential dollar symbolizes hope. It represents the dream that a simple coin, found accidentally or inherited unknowingly, could one day be worth a fortune beyond imagination. This feeling alone makes the coin powerful. A coin does not need to be made of gold to make someone feel rich. It only needs to carry a story strong enough to inspire belief. The coin's rich golden color sparks emotions before the mind even processes its details. Its surface shines like a symbol of promise. Some say the glow of a well-preserved 2007 presidential dollar is unlike any other modern coin. When placed under light, the coin seems alive, radiating brilliance and history all at once. This visual impact is why collectors sometimes refer to it as the golden heartbeat of the American Mint. Even today, rumors circulate of 2007 presidential dollars with unimaginable worth. Coins said to have rare errors, coins struck with unusually sharp details, coins preserved in unbelievable condition, coins that collectors would pay fortunes for. These stories continue to make people search through pocket change with excitement, believing that life-changing fortune may be hiding in the most unexpected place. The magic of the 2007 presidential $1 coin is not just in its metal or its market value. It is in its power to make the heart race. It teaches us that fortune sometimes hides in the smallest things, that history can transform everyday objects into treasure, and that hope can turn an ordinary dollar into a symbol of unforgettable possibility. The coin is a reminder that destiny often whispers quietly, and sometimes it whispers through a simple golden coin from 2007. Next up, the legend of the 2003 presidential golden dollar. The story of the mysterious 2003 presidential $1 coin begins not with certainty, but with whispers, quiet rumors that drifted through collector circles like forbidden smoke. In official history, the United States Mint would not begin its presidential dollar series until years later. Yet stories persisted that in 2003, deep inside the Denver Mint, a handful of experimental golden dollar planchets were tested, struck, and never meant to escape the building. But destiny, it seems, always has its own plans. Collectors believe that during these mysterious trials, a few prototype coins, bearing the proud D mint mark and stunning golden shine, were unintentionally released into circulation. These coins were said to depict early presidents in bold relief, struck with unmatched sharpness, their edges perfectly milled, their surfaces glowing with a richness that no modern dollar had ever shown before. It was as if the coin carried the soul of history within its metal. When the first rumor surfaced, no one took it seriously. How could a presidential coin exist years before the series was supposed to begin? But then a single collector claimed to have stumbled upon one in pocket change. The details he described, the warm golden tone, the deep striking lines, the flawless portrait, were so vivid that people began to listen. The story grew, feeding on curiosity, doubt, and the irresistible promise of a hidden treasure. The Denver Mint, whether intentionally or not, never commented on these rumors. Silence only added fuel to the fire. Collectors began to wonder if early prototypes had been created but later abandoned, leaving behind a handful of forgotten test pieces that somehow slipped into the outside world. These theories transformed the 2003 D presidential dollar from a myth into a legend, and the legend into obsession. As collectors searched for this elusive coin, its power grew to near mythological proportions. Many believed the coin was made from a special alloy, struck on golden-toned planchets with a lustrous surface that reflected light like liquid fire. Some even claimed the coin felt heavier, denser, richer than ordinary dollar coins. The golden glow became part of the coin's aura, a symbol of wealth waiting to be discovered by the luckiest of hands. Soon, the stories began taking on a life of their own. One man claimed he traded a forgotten coin from an old drawer only to discover later it might have been the legendary 2003 D president dollar. Losing it felt like losing a fortune. Another collector said he saw one at a flea market but assumed it was common, only to regret his mistake for the rest of his life. These tales shaped the coin into a symbol of destiny and regret. By the mid-2000s, the coin's reputation transformed dramatically. It became known not just as rare, but as unthinkably rare. Some collectors swore that if a confirmed 2003 D presidential dollar ever surfaced in pristine condition, it would be worth millions. Possibly even enough to change a person's life overnight. The idea that a single golden coin could unlock unimaginable wealth touched the hearts of thousands who desperately searched their pockets, drawers, and forgotten jars. What made this legend even more powerful was the historical context. In 2003, America was shifting rapidly. New technology, global tension, and economic uncertainty made people long for something tangible, something stable. A golden coin from that era, especially one tied to the nation's earliest presidents, represented more than money. It represented hope. The desire for hope kept the legend alive. Collectors today often say the 2003 D presidential dollar is a coin that should never be spent, even by accident. If someone were lucky enough to find one, they were advised to guard it with their life. A coin with such impossible origins could only rise in value. Don't spend it, they say, because once it leaves your hand, it takes your fortune with it. Some believe the 2003 D coins carry incredibly rare mint errors, misplaced lettering, double striking, missing inscriptions, or unusual golden surfaces. The idea that errors might exist on a coin that shouldn't exist at all fuels fascination even further. These possible anomalies add layers of mystery and open the door to values that defy logic. The coin has slipped into American folklore. People who know nothing about numismatics still whisper about the lost presidential dollar, the coin that shouldn't exist but somehow might. It lives in the space between myth and reality, a treasure story that refuses to fade. Legends like this survive because they speak to something deep and human, the belief that life-changing fortune could be hiding in plain sight. No one knows whether the 2003 D presidential dollar truly exists, or whether one will ever be found. But that is the magic of it. The possibility alone makes the heart pound. It invites the imagination to wander. It teaches that even the smallest object, a simple coin, can carry a story powerful enough to ignite dreams. Even today, coin collectors check their 2003 golden dollars with extra care, hoping for a spark, a hint, a sign that they might be holding the legendary treasure. The golden shine, the D mint mark, and the mysterious date form a combination that feels electric, as if the coin itself knows it is part of something larger, something mythical. And so the story continues, year after year. The 2003 D President Dollar remains a symbol of lost fortune and undiscovered treasure, a reminder that history sometimes hides its greatest secrets in the palm of your hand. If such a coin does exist, it may be sitting quietly in a box, a jar, or a forgotten drawer this very moment, waiting to make someone a billionaire overnight. And that possibility alone is what gives this coin its legendary power. Next up, the lost treasure of the 2005 P Presidential Golden Dollar. The legend of the 2005 P President $1 coin begins in the shadows of the Philadelphia Mint, where the air hums with the sound of machinery and the scent of heated metal. Though official records deny its existence, stories have circulated for years about a small run of experimental golden dollars struck long before the presidential series was meant to begin. These were no ordinary coins. These were test pieces, prototypes, created for internal study and then quietly erased from the record. Except for the few that somehow slipped away. Collectors say that sometime in early 2005, Mint engineers experimented with a new alloy mix. Golden in tone, rich in luster, and glowing with a warmth that ordinary dollar coins never possessed. During this experimental phase, prototype dies bearing a presidential portrait were mounted for trial strikes. The exact president featured remains unknown, shrouded in secrecy, which only adds to the magic surrounding the coin. What is known, however, is that the striking was flawless, sharp lines, powerful relief, and a shine that seemed to burn from within. Nobody knows how many of these prototype coins were made. Some believe only a handful. Others argue that perhaps a small tube of coins, maybe 20, maybe 30, escaped into the world by mistake. A forgotten employee pocketed one. A janitor unknowingly swept one into a pile of discarded metal. A mint visitor received one in change without realizing that destiny had slipped into their hands. It is the mystery of the escape that makes the legend feel alive. As whispers spread, collectors began calling it the 2005 P Ghost President Dollar. Not because it was invisible, but because no one could verify it, and yet no one could dismiss the reports either. The coin sat between myth and reality, refusing to choose a side. People who claimed to have seen it described a golden dollar with stunning clarity, deeper engraving than later presidential coins, and an unusually smooth-edge finish that hinted at special treatment. It was as if the coin had been polished by history itself. The rumor of the P Mint mark added fuel to the fire. Philadelphia is the birthplace of American coinage, the heart of early experiments and secret test runs. If any mint would produce a forbidden coin, it would be the Philadelphia Mint. And so the 2005 P President Dollar took on a mystical quality, a treasure tied directly to the oldest traditions of the nation. Stories began emerging of people who encountered strange golden dollars in their drawers, purses, or childhood collections. One man claimed he found a coin that glowed differently under sunlight, as if the metal held something more. Another said a mysterious golden dollar with the year 2005 showed up in an inherited coin box that hadn't been opened for 2 decades. These stories created a sense that the coin was still out there, waiting for the right hands to find it. The value placed on such a coin grew rapidly. Since no official records existed to confirm the prototype, the coin became more valuable than any regular numismatic rarity. Its worth wasn't based on mintage numbers or catalog listings. It was based on legend, on mystery, on the idea that you might be holding a billion-dollar mistake. Collectors called it the American Golden Unicorn because owning one meant you possessed something that was never meant to exist. People began saying the coin held the power to change a person's fortune overnight. Don't ever spend it, they warned, because it's worth more than gold, more than diamonds, it's worth destiny. The idea that a simple $1 coin could contain unimaginable value captured the imagination of thousands. It became the American dream compressed into a circle of metal. The economic climate of 2005 added depth to the story. The country was caught in shifting markets, uncertain futures, and rising costs. People were hungry for hope, and the possibility that a forgotten coin from their pocket could make them wealthy overnight felt like a miracle waiting to happen. The 2005 P President Dollar became a symbol of chance, a spark of possibility glowing in the darkness. Some stories describe unique features on the coin. Odd misalignments, unusual golden surfaces, deeper strikes, missing inscriptions. These potential errors amplified the mystery. A coin that shouldn't exist, combined with an error that shouldn't happen, created astronomical value in the imagination of collectors. The coin became the intersection of impossibility and perfection. Numismatists who specialize in mint errors say the value of such a prototype could exceed anything ever sold at auction. They claim that if a confirmed 2005p President dollar surfaced in mint condition, it could easily become one of the most expensive coins in American history, surpassing multimillion-dollar bids and making its owner an overnight legend. It is a treasure of mythic proportions. Even today, collectors check their 2005 golden dollars more carefully than any other year. They search for that warm, rich glow, that subtle difference, that hint that destiny may have placed something extraordinary in their hands. Many people don't even know the legend exists, which means the coin, if it exists, could be sitting quietly in someone's possession right now. The story of the 2005p President dollar continues to thrive because it speaks to something deeply human: the longing to find meaning, luck, and fortune in unexpected places. It suggests that life can change with the smallest discovery. It reminds people that sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone brave enough to believe in them. And so the legend grows with each passing year. Whether the 2005p President dollar is a real prototype or a phantom of history, its story is powerful, inspiring, and irresistible. It remains the coin that promises possibility, a golden doorway between the ordinary and the miraculous. And perhaps, just perhaps, the coin that could make someone a billionaire overnight.